Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Wakahakwadash, double honors to the apostles and elders, a great millstone who ruled well and taught me this truth. Peace, blessings, salutations, and mercies to the elect and the one-third remnant out there listening and doing this word with all faith and sincerity scattered through the four corners of the earth. To you, I say shalom, Lord willing. This video is edifying. It's going to be centered around that video that you should have seen attached to this video. And I'm not going to make this too long because that was like a 8-minute clip. So I just want to add my thoughts and a few scriptures. In this day and age, we've never seen so much strife amongst Americans, right? Usually when the election happens and a president is elected and all that other stuff, there's always propaganda and, smearing campaigns and, different ad pieces, throwing low blows at the other candidate and, but whenever someone's elected, it seems to blow over usually, usually you don't see all of what we're seeing now. Usually it kind of dies down, the sides concede, right? And more or less they coexist. But in this case, in Nero's second presidency, we're not seeing that cohesive effort to cool things down. In fact, it's more like flames are being fed with gas and grease, like there's a fanner somewhere just continuing to build up this flame, and it's all through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shema Shah that this is happening, right? He calling members of his own union or presidents, governors of members of his own union losers, right? Talking about taking them to jail, and then the other, the governor is throwing shots back at Trump. People are protesting, pastors getting shot in the head, with pellet guns and rubber bullets. What the fuck is going on in America? I'll tell you what. It's demise. It's destruction is at hand, and we witnessing it in 4K, right? Live. And it's a beautiful sight to see. So call Allah Yahweh Shema Shah for us being alive in the spirit during this time, right? Because it's amazing to see this. It's, been a long time coming. Our deliverance is nigh. Okay? This is Matthew 12:26. And if Satan cast out Satan, he is divided against himself. How then shall his kingdom stand? See? Matter of fact, let me start at 25. This is and Yahweh Shah knew their thoughts. Matthew 12:25. And Yahweh Shah knew their thoughts and said unto them, every kingdom divided against itself is brought to desolation, and every city or house divided against itself shall not stand. And if Satan cast out Satan, he is divided against himself. How shall then his kingdom stand? It's not going to stand. Okay, because they're going at each other they're gonna cause the house to collapse. It's gonna implode, right? And it's gonna be an implosion, you know, upon, catastrophic proportion, right? That in the likes of which the world has never ever seen, because this is gonna bring the world down with it. This implosion is gonna be felt all throughout the earth, and it's happening right now, and that civil war that is you can't even say looming no more. We're in the midst of it. If you watch that movie Civil War, it kind of hinted on or kind of showed how a legitimate civil war would take place in America, and it was kind of like pockets of normalcy in certain places, right? People were still carrying on or attempting to carry on with their day-to-day life, and then just in another city, a couple miles on out, it's a full-fledged war being fought, right? But it was a lot of people who were pretty much living like, nothing was even happening, right? But of course, the economic crash is going to come with that as well, right? Because the dollar is pegged, or the U.S. currency is pegged to the global reserve currency, right? It is the global reserve currency, So it's going to be felt, right, in ways in which are unprecedented. This is Isaiah 19:2. And I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians, and they shall fight everyone against his brother, and everyone against his neighbor, city against city, and kingdom against kingdom, right? So we're witnessing that fight take place. Okay, we're watching it. There was a small montage of different places that these battles are happening, and they're going to continue to escalate. Okay, it's only going up from here, because both of these, both of these factions are very proud. Okay, and that's what's going to bring its destruction. That's the that's the old tale goes, man. Right. Verse 3, and the spirit of Egypt shall fail in the midst thereof, and I will destroy the counsel thereof. And they shall seek to the idols, and to the charmers, and to them that have familiar spirits, and to the wizards, right? They're going to be seeking. They're going to be going, looking for the cure for this place, man. Right? And that's why Neuro, through the spirit, ran on this ingenious slogan, make America great again, right? Because that was the spirit these people was in. They were seeking a revival of what they formerly had. But guess what? This is going to bring absolute tyranny and destruction to this place, right? Verse 4, and the Egyptians will I give over into the hand of a cruel Lord, and a fierce king shall rule over them, saith the Lord, Yahweh Shemel Shah of hosts. And as Apostle Tahar says, right, as he goes into often, Nero is that cruel Lord, man. And he's showing himself to be. Okay. And it's only going to intensify, and his wickedness is only going to magnify. Okay. Get it in this.
From classics you loved as a kid.
Oh no, I think it's Let's see if it's here. Um, um, this is Second Ezra 15 and 15 in the GNTA, the Good News Translation. The war that will bring their destruction is very near. Nations will arm themselves and fight against other nations. And we're seeing that military buildup right throughout the world in these regions that never really prioritized military like that, right? They're now starting to build up. And, when you look around, that's all you see. Prime example, North Korea, right? I think they're the newest nation to have or develop, come out on papers to be a nuclear capable nation, right? But of course, we know it's more than that. Okay, Iran, then they just bombed them for their possible ability to create weapons of mass destruction, right? So we're witnessing that. And they're not making them for no reason. They're going to use them, right? On America. Verse 16, there will be great political turmoil and one group trying to overpower another and gain control while ignoring the legitimate government. That's a civil war. Okay? That's really anarchy. Okay? Beautiful, man. And we're witnessing that. We're witnessing these scriptures literally play out in real time. So, with that, I want to give all praise and the glory to Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, Hashem Rakakwadash Wa Abba Babal, and DTA.